Wave, tide wave. Age, dead. Type, water, something, kin. Info. Hair is mainly the color of Egyptian blue, with highlights of ultramarine blue, medium sapphire blue, and yellow blue. His eyes are a blend of curious blue, Maya blue, navy blue, and electric blue. His scales are iridescent with colors of BU blue, sapphire blue, and absolute zero blue. The rest of it was burned, but there's part of it for you. He was my older brother who always taught and read me cool stories. My dad, too. I walked back to Michelle, who was sitting with Fate Speaker, and he was crying? Hey, what's wrong? Did something happen? I asked, approaching him. Stay back! It's your fault my father died, Michelle yelled, and I flinched. My fault? He looked at me with betrayal and hurt. I sighed. Look, I get it. You are mad at me, but you chose to be friends with me, I said with a low tone, but it lacked true anger. Michelle kept glaring at me, as if expecting me to lash out. He loved me, and I just slayed him, right there and there, Michelle said, and I nodded. There is a reason for that, I said, and Michelle looked up at me through teary eyes. It's called friendship and love. You did that because you knew that Chris was going to kill me, and you didn't want that, I said, sitting across from him. Love? He asked in a sad voice, full of vulnerability. Yes, you didn't want your dad to slay me. You felt a connection with me, a bond that you didn't want to break. Your brain wired to the only solution to protect me, even if it costed something you deeply loved, I said, putting my hand on his shoulder to comfort him. He nodded and hugged me. I'm sorry for lashing out at you like that. It was not your fault, he said, crying into my bare chest. It's okay. It happens, and I accept your apologies. Your feelings matter to me. All of you matter to me. I looked at Fate Speaker, the Cub, and Michelle. I made bonds with you guys that I thought I would never make. I deeply care about you guys, and will do anything to protect you, even if it costed my life in the process, I said, hugging Michelle tighter. Thank you for understanding, Michelle said, escaping my embrace and holding the Cub close, who chirped innocently. I sighed as it was evening. Almost a month has gone by. That was a tough month, I thought as I set up the fire pit with logs and birch bark. Michelle got out his sleeping bag and lay down next to the fire as I started the fire. I asked Michelle a question. Do you know who Selena is? I met her on day 5, I asked, and Michelle's eyes widened as he sat up. My mom? You saw her? Where? He asked frantically. Your mom? I repeated, and he nodded. She lived in a house down south near Jade Strike Mountain, I said, making the fire rise higher. He nodded. Tomorrow, I'm leaving to find her, he said, and I froze. Leave? I said, bewildered. Yes, I want to see her again. I'll visit, I promise. I've been looking for her. My dad said she was killed, Michelle said, wiping tears from his teary eyes. I sighed. I'm sorry about that, but yes, I saw your mom. The Cub nibbled on my clawed finger as I wiped my own tears. All right, well, it's getting close to midnight. It's getting midday. I'm going to go check on something in the cave. Michelle nodded as I walked in, and I made sure he wasn't looking as I opened the scroll. I needed to start the mission before it was too late. I sat and read what I could about the first tailed beast I had to fight. Remember, the ... parts means parts that are burnt that I can't read. Tailed beasts. First tailed beast. Name, Sabaku. Type, large ... Demon of the scorching dunes. Age, 412 years old. Element, dune. Tail number, 1. Powers. Sabaku, the large sand ... is part ... and part desert snake. He is about ... feet tall and ... feet long, with little ... on his back. He can't fly, but he can spit an acid venom that can kill anything that touches flesh. Okay, so there's little info about the first tailed beast I had to catch. Remember, it's all written in Durgan, but I translated it for you. Sabaku means desert in Japanese, which Michelle, before he left to find his mom. told me that. I need to find a way to distract this giant creature to seal it inside an ember stone. If that venom touches me, I'll be dead, completely dead, burning alive into a carcass in the hot dunes. I read it again and found more info I missed. Large ... demon of the scorching dunes. That line, scorching dunes. I would need to have water nearby to drink so I don't dehydrate. That would be hard due to those dunes being extremely dry and scorching hot, even at night. The temp is always above 100 degrees Fahrenheit, never below that temperature. Damn it. This is gonna be hard, I mumbled, looking at the brief info again. The rest wasn't jargon that was written poorly. Maybe my eyesight was bad. I don't know. The cub crawled into the cave, crawled in and looked at the open scroll, then plopped onto it and rolled around, mewing and nipping at my fingers. This little guy was so cute. Maybe it won't be so bad with this little bundle of joy to cheer me up. Look at you, so cute. I guess Scarlet trusted me enough to care for you. What am I gonna do with you? I cooed. The cub bounced around, and I closed the scroll and decided to start the adventure, starting today.